let me tell you what you can do to make your credit score go up real fast. First thing we're going to be talking about in this 5-part series is going to be payment history. Payment history is the biggest chunk of your credit score. It's 35% of your score. You're paying your bills on time, you're going to be rewarded with 35% of your score being good already. That's the biggest part. But if you're missing payments, if your accounts are being sent to collections, if you're paying severely late over 30 days, then that is going to reflect in your score and on your profile. And you'll know when you got to go finance something or you got to go get a loan or whatever you're going to do and you get denied. And you say, well, what is this for? I only missed 2 payments. Yeah, but those 2 payments are a part of the biggest portion of your score. I hear people say all the time, hey, I'm just going to max the card out. And when I max it out, I'm going to pay this amount a month. I'm going to pay this amount a month. I'm going to pay this amount and pay it down. So I show that I'm paying my bills on time. That's not how you do it. That actually is hurting your score more than it's helping. The credit bureaus that derive your score can care less if you're using it or not. They can care less of you're paying a little bit at a time or not. What they want to see is that you're not using it. They want to see 0% utilization. Even if you do make a mistake here or there, you'll be able to get out of it pretty easy because, for all they know is that you pay your bills on time. Little do they know, really, because it's not reported what you're not using. Little do they know you're not even using these cards. They're always at 0. So they're always reporting positive payment history. And you don't want to use over 10% if you ask me. I hear people say 30. I hear some people say 18. I'm going to say 10%. If you got 1,000, don't spend more than 100 on it, right? And some people, if you're going to pay your card off at the end of the month and max it out, that's fine too. But if you're asking me, we want to keep these cards at 0. That way, if it's at 0, our utilization, which is going to be the next video, which is 30% of your score, is always going to be at 0. So that means that we can keep churning these credit cards. I'm going to use it for the promotional period. When the promotional period is over, or maybe halfway through, I'm going to get another credit card. And I'm going to start stacking accounts. And all that does is, if you have multiple accounts that all have good payment history, you're going to have a strong profile. We all know that the more accounts, the better. But at the same time, the more accounts, the more margin for error. And we want 0 missed payments. So let's say you do have a missed payment. There's a few things that you can do to try to rectify that. If you have a credit card, you missed a payment on your credit card, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and do a goodwill letter. Goodwill letter is basically going to say, hey, I understand this happened. It happened because of this, right? That debt is not owed anymore. I paid it. I'm stable now. You don't have to worry about it happening again as long as I got this account. Please remove that derogatory remark that's on my credit profile. And a lot of times they'll do it. If they don't, then you can always dispute it. Mind you, I like to tell a lot of people, if you dispute an open account because you got a missed payment on there and it goes off, 9 times out of 10, they're going to close the account too. So that can actually hurt your credit score worse than getting a late payment. Going on from there, you got a bunch of accounts open, right? And you're thinking that you might miss a payment. You can consolidate all of those accounts into one installment loan. That is the most genius thing that you can do. Just go ahead and apply for a loan, right? And it's going to be a loan that you're going to use to consolidate your debt. Consolidate meaning I'm going to place all this debt into one place. What makes it so genius is your utilization goes down to 0. That's 30% of your score. When your utilization goes down to 0, your score is going to shoot all the way up. I done seen people's scores go up hundreds of points because their utilization went to 0. So not only does that happen, but when you make them first 3, 4, 5 payments, you have established a positive payment history. They're not looking for you to finish it out and once you pay the last payment, your score goes up. No, when you pay your last payment, your score might go down a little bit because the account is going to close. So they look for a trend, a positive trend of payment history. And it only takes 4 or 5 payments. You help your biggest chunk of your credit score, 35%, by making your payments on time. And you tremendously help your utilization by taking that debt, putting it there, and that going down to zero. And like I said, with credit, as long as you got the game, there's ways to get around any situation. I cannot stress enough how if you're not paying your bills on time, you're not going to have a good credit score. You got to put it in your head that if I'm about to do this, I'm about to fix my credit profile, you got to be serious about it, because once you get to the place where you want to be, it's going to change your life. For sure, 100%. Payment history, 35% of your score. And 9 times out of 10, if you got good payment history, you're going to have good utilization. So that's 65% of your score, right? You can have a good credit score with just off those two. Make sure you pay your bills on time. And if you need help with the accounts that are already established and you're suffering because you got late payments or you got anything going on with that particular chunk of your credit, hit me up in my DM, hit me up in my inbox. Let me know your situation. Like I tell everybody, if you want me to work for you, the consultation is free. You can go ahead and send me your Credit Karma username and password. I'll give you a call. We'll pull it up, see what's going on, and we can figure it out from there. But there's not a situation in the credit world that can't be fixed. I want to thank everybody that participated in that first year, because you guys helped me learn a lot, how to run the business, how to share the information, how to make things short and sweet. All of the mistakes that I made in the beginning, you guys helped me rectify them by just participating. So I want to thank all of y'all, because I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for y'all.